What's up, internet? So in this video I'm going to share how I installed this mural in less than 2 days. I painted it over probably about a week, but I used this special material called Polytab. But this is the material I have been using a lot for my indoor murals and some of my outdoor murals, mainly because it just saves a lot of time and allows me to paint in my studio. So one of the first things that you want to do is prime the Polytab. It's pretty porous, so you want to prime it so that you're not having any of the primer go through. Before, I told a lot of people to use gesso, and you can sort of cut it with matte medium to make it to where you can roll it on with a roller, but you can also use the Kills 2 primer or any sort of primer, all-purpose primer. And then once you have that, then you're able to go on top of that with the paint that you want to use. For me, a lot of my first layers are the house paint, and the Bear Premium Plus is what I use all the time. And you can kind of see right here, it's not sort of going through the Polytab to the back. So you want to make sure that you when you're priming it, you lay down the plastic first and then prime it, and then after that you're able to put the paint down without it going through the Polytab. And then once you have that done, you can hang it up because this wall is pretty wide and I have a ton of elements that I'm doing. You want to make sure that you line up that Polytab to where edge to edge it is absolutely perfect, so that when you're taking it down and installing it, that you're able to get the same alignment. So because it comes on a roll, the edges are already sort of machined sharp straight, so it's easy to line this up. And I just stapled the tops of it and the bottom of it to make sure that it just stays on the wall. I didn't sort of put any too much staples in there because I have to take it off anyway. So I made sure it's like I just put just enough. So for this project, the Urban Land Conservatory in Denver, Colorado hit me up because they bought a building and they're making it affordable, and they're changing the name to the Justina Ford at 5 Points. And Justina Ford is a person that I'm painting, and she is the first black female physician to be licensed in Colorado. Born, I believe, 1871, passed away in 1952. So she was alive for a while, and she delivered a lot of kids in Denver. So that is who I'm painting here, and I want to make sure I do a good job. But I'm also painting some of the people that she delivered, and so there's a lot of them. So they will be sort of abstract, where I'm painting her to be super colorful and super highly detailed in focus. And you can kind of see right here when I finished, I did a close-up of what it looks like after I painted everything and before I cut it out. So you can kind of see how the seams of each of the edges of the Polytab cut into the actual portrait. That is something that will naturally happen. But because I'm doing a die cut, I'm going to cut her portrait out and then install that separately. That is not a big problem for me. So this is a way of being able to, like I said, do these different elements in your mural, where you don't have to do the entire mural in like a square block. You're able to do die cut. So using an X-Acto knife or scissors, you're easily able to cut this out and have this as another element. One of the cool things that I like to do is use this scrap as extra material for the background, mainly because my work is super abstract and the backgrounds are super expressive, tons of color here and there. I'm able to use that scrap for other things. But this is what it looks like on the ground. You can kind of see the seams of it. And it doesn't matter that it's not lined up exactly right now, especially when I put it in storage, mainly because it only matters when you're putting it on the wall. And it does have some ability to stick to it because there's paint all over the edges, so it does naturally stick together just a little bit. But that is a way of me using multiple pieces of Polytab to do one larger portrait, and then when I install it, it'll look like it's just all one mural. Like I said, these are the extra pieces of the Polytab that I cut out of, and I'm going to save that for later because I'm going to use that for more of the background because the wall is a little bit wider and there's a door on the left side to where it breaks up, and I didn't exactly measure the other side of the door or the top of the door. So my thinking is I have this main background that I did on Polytab. I'm going to put Justina Ford on top of that, and then I'm going to use some of that extra scrap to fill out the left side of the mural while I'm at the installation site. But this is what it looks like so far. And the next elements that I have to do are the people that she delivered while she was a doctor. So this is, like I said, one of the best things about this process is that as I'm painting the mural, I'm able to sort of do it in different phases. So like the background, I did Justina Ford, and then I'm able to roll this up and take off the background as well, the scraps, and roll it up and put it in storage for later and just work on other elements while I'm working on something else in the comfort of my own studio. So that is something that usually when you're talking about a mural, you feel like you have to be on site the entire time. So this is a big plus. And then when I'm doing the other elements of the mural, the people that she delivered, because I'm using a reference photo where they all took a photo together, and I just only had to roll out more Polytab, and then same process, I prime it, and then I color it with the house paint. And house paint is really good, mainly because it's made for the house, so, and you can get it in abundance. So I use that same process again to give me a good background, colorful background to work from. So I staple that up, and then I use the VR goggles to quickly sort of outline the features for all these different individuals, because it was a huge photo. You can kind of see that. And I made the individuals super abstract, so they're not really detailed. They're just more like blocking, mainly because, like I said, the focus of this mural is on Justina Ford. So the actual images of these individuals, I wanted to be a little bit more abstract or really loose. And then I just die cut the background out of that, and you can see the X-Acto knife scissors I'm using with the cutting board. And then again, I unroll everything, and then I put it back into position to where I'm looking at it and saying, okay, this is how it's going to overlap in the actual space when I install it. So this is, like I said, one of my favorite things about using Polytab is that I'm able to layer it. It's like a collage. Some elements are going to be exactly the same because I need them to line up in the background. You know, when, you know, a color goes across different pieces of the Polytab, I want to make sure those line up. But I'm able to shift around maybe her head or the different people in there. I'm able to move her left or right, same thing. And I'm able to adjust some stuff on the fly. Once I have everything set, I then start packing up my paints, because I want the same paints that I use in the studio on the job site, so that I can correct things, touch up anything that I need to with the same paints that I actually painted with. And on the job site, I then start to prep the area. I would say have a large area where it's like you can lay it flat, where you can apply acrylic gel or Nova Gel. I get it from Nova Color, so it's called Nova Gel there. But it's basically acrylic gel. I use the matte finish and apply it to the back of the Polytab, and then I apply some on the wall as well, just to make sure there's enough adhesive on all parts of the Polytab so there's no air pockets that live in the actual wall. So you want to make sure that you get everything. Use gloves so the acrylic gel doesn't stick to you. You're able to easily sort of run your hand across the wall and rub out those air bubbles. And then also too, like I said, because it's collage, you can kind of see me layer the background and then layer on top of that these individuals. And as we're going down, I'm just adding more and more acrylic gel on the wall and on the back of the Polytab. And then I'm sort of rubbing out the acrylic gel to a thin coat, and then we're going back to add Justina Ford's head on top of that. So there's almost like 3 layers of Polytab on this mural right here, and it takes about, I'd say, 20 minutes to fully cure the acrylic gel, so you're able to have just a little bit amount of time to adjust some stuff, to sort of peel it back and to reapply some things if things aren't lining up exactly how you like it. And this is me using the extra scraps that I got from the Polytab when I was cutting out her head. All those extra scraps are stuff that I use on the left side of Justina Ford's portrait. And then later, I did the sketches of her house where she delivered all the babies, and then some of the equipment she had in her office at the time, and used that paint marker to do that. But really everything came together within, I would say, about 3 hours. 2 hours of that, like I said, was basically sketching out the background, and then the rest of it was really just applying the Polytab and touching everything up. You can see the seams right here where it can stand out just a little bit. You can do things to kind of like hide that a little bit, but it's not too bad because there's so much color, there's so much variation of color and shape and, you know, just hues on the wall that it's not noticeable at all because there's just so much stuff. And then the last part is the actual top coat, and I experimented with quite a few top coats in the past. I was checking out this floor finish one because I used this one on a door in a concert venue that was used for the stage, and because it was going to get bumped a lot, I decided to use that on that project, and I want to see exactly what it would do on the Polytab, because I never used it on a Polytab before. But I stuck with the polyurethane that I used before, that from this Verathane product, and it's water based as well, so you're able to clean up stuff with a lot of water, and it's basically matte finish. So because a lot of the stuff I use is matte, I want to make sure it matches as well. And when applying this one, it has like a milky consistency to it and look to it, but you have to keep rubbing this out if you're using foam rollers, because it gives this texture when you first put it on, and you don't want it to dry like that. It'll dry clear, but it won't dry too clear, so you have to make sure that you rub it out as much as possible. And when you're applying it with the foam roller, you don't put a ton of pressure on the roller. Really just all about almost like you're lightly going over that area, basically with the weight of the roller and the handle, and you're just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I would say after about 10-15 minutes, it should be dry, and it should have that crystal clear look to it. It's more visible sometimes on darker areas if you lay it on super thick. Brighter areas, it's super clear, but you gotta make sure that you rub it out as much as you can, thin layers on the darker areas. But this is how it came out. As you can see, turning this way, it's like you can kind of see it has like a consistent finish on it, which is great. But one of the key things, like I said, is that I'm able to do this in the comfort of my studio and then spend 5 hours installing everything, doing touch-ups, start to finish, and everyone loved it at the unveiling. And I'll have a link in the description on where you can get it on my website, so hopefully this helps you out. I'll see you next time. Peace.